Okay, and welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glory's Empire as Rome in our game. Oh dear. Let's see if we can get this to work right. Got the order stacking wrong. I'm going to start the recording over. Okay. See if that works better. Yes, okay. Let's just assume I'm going to edit the end beginning off here. So, welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Field of Glory's Empires as Rome, continuing where we left off, which we were last time in the middle of an invasion of Carthage. So we've got 3 armies ashore. We got a 4th army on the way over. Probably should actually form up a 5th. Might want to form up a 5th and go after what Carthage has in Hispania. But we'll contemplate that one. That one's less of a rush job. Not sure if this is the end of a turn or a beginning of a turn. Plausibly the beginning of a turn. Yeah, it looks like the beginning of a turn. So the plan, assuming everything goes according to plan, is to basically wage the war against Carthage. Then I think we're going to probably try to go after Macedonia next. We'll see where our objectives go. Going through our provinces here, we got 1 to build here. Did we, in the end, actually get irrigation system? No, we're still fishing for that irrigation system. So this should actually be a reroll. Yeah, this should just be a reroll. The other thing we'd be fishing for is more military buildings, more commerce buildings, more health buildings. We're going to go with just rerolling here, which means I basically don't need any industry here. The one that I moved over to industry should be good enough. I don't necessarily need that money, so let's swap that over to food production. Get growth going faster. Got 1 open building slot in Tiberius here. Tiberius here. Could build a royal treasury. That would actually, in the long run, make more culture. In the short run, it's going to actually just raise upkeep because we're basically filling with the pity bank. That's probably actually what we want to do. Oh, the tavern is tempting. It's a 21 money tavern. Yeah, let's do the royal treasury. And obviously we want to put a few more guys on industry if that's the case. Just make sure it finishes this turn. Yeah, more than enough. 1 open building slot here as well. Did go worship place for the loyalty. We're not too desperate for that. Let's start trying to spam a bunch of blacksmiths out so that we can try to get them upgraded toolsmiths, tool workshops. And industry-wise, how overkill are we? About 55 industry overkill. Should still be enough to finish the blacksmith in the turn. It is. And I didn't need to put that on money. Just need to get it off of industry to not waste it. So I'll put it on food production. Here we're making money. Harbor is to be done next turn, as long as we keep around 6 industry. I don't need quite this much money, so we're going to start to swap over to growth. Though, maybe not a lot over. We're going to swap like that much over. Doesn't make a big difference, but it makes a little bit of a difference. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, we got a new pop here. So got stuff to build. Oh, we can do regional roads here. Should bring the guy around. Oh, I suppose we could take these guys off of money making, put them on construction. At least a little bit on construction to get everything done. So those 2 things will complete next turn. Ooh, lots of options. Lots of 0 building cost, or 0 building slot options. I'm going to go land expansion here because it's just going to give us more slots. Courthouse and Clearwater are both nice. If it wasn't presented with land expansion, we'd almost certainly do Courthouse, I think. One building select here. We'll work on a port. At some point, we'll want a port to be able to get up into set off from up here. And the anchorage will finish without us assigning any more to construction, so that's fine. Down here in Hispania, it's interior. Street Polar is nice. Let's do Street Polar. We don't need the loyalty from the Noble District. I think we're going to go the Wheelmaker here so we can get access to that regional road. Get a little bit more in production. Preceptor House is always nice. It's not providing much culture here, but it's not providing much culture because we got a culture malice. And the decadence reduction is just a good thing to pick up anyway, so we'll pick up the decadence reduction. And then Sicilia here will definitely improve over time. We've got nothing to build, but we got lots of rebellious pops here, so the ability to improve over time is going to just happen on its own as we get pops off of being grumpy. So we got you under siege, which is good. Apparently we're having minor food problems trying to walk through the exterior here, but that's not too much of a problem. Might want to, and I think we are going to because of the desire to feed the troops in the neighboring province. We'll turn production or construction off there for a bit. That's not a bad tavern. Yeah, we'll pick up the tavern. Siege going, siege going, siege going. An army going over to siege an objective. Push it out to the coastline here. Probably want to actually just push it straight down at Rome. Or one of these out to Rome. We'll see. Maybe this one. But yeah, basically our first goal with fighting Carthage is not necessarily to grab all the little territories out in the hinterlands, but we're after their fortified locations. So they can't just waltz back in after our army moves on. Okay. Here, probably go Preceptor House. And you have here. Apparently there are no food buildings available. We built all the food buildings. Okay. Could pick up the vineyard, but we got other sources we can get the vineyard from. We probably want to go alt site for the conversion rate. And that's all the places that needed to build. This place, to be fair, doesn't need people on building. Probably wants them shifted to food production to grow faster. Go through all the notifications. Only interesting one I think I saw was build harbor. Let's build harbor there. Art of the siege. I think we want to siege the objective one down faster, so we'll do that one. That's those objectives, or those decisions. Regional decision, slave market. We've told it to distribute. Yeah. I think gathering fruit from the one is not what we're really all that interested in. Do anything about. And then we get to troop construction. I think we're going to build some troops up. So in Rome, we're going to build another Marian Legion, maybe to go push into Carthage down here. So build a corps of 6 guys. Over here, it's going to be where our skirmishers, like cavalry skirmishers, are going to come from. Over here is where we're going to form up the provincial cav. And another. Well, actually, this is two provincial cav, right? And then over here, we're going to bring up 6 Balearic skirmishers. Like so. And then all those will form up in an army, and then we'll see if Carthage is even holding on to this territory by the time that happens. What's doing blockading? Oh, we got an army. We have another army. Okay, we have another army going over there. That fleet's over there. Now this fleet here. Not sure if that port's counted on both these zones. But we'll go ahead and try to blockade that one. In case it doesn't, it's only on that one. Sometimes it's on both, like this one's on both. I think that's the emblem for it being on multiple Z zones, so I think this one's only on one. Okay, let's cycle the turn and see how the status quo is evolving. Fleet battle. The tiny Carthage fleet to ours. Ours, of course, wins. And we didn't manage to take the fort over there, which is good to see. We're still in the progressing tier. So our culture to decadence ratio is still good. And before we're in a golden age, so we've got higher than normal decadence growth as well. Siege over. Okay. I'm gonna march through that zone, arrive in this zone. We'll also go ahead and try to drop a public works in the Roman camp as we go. I don't think the Roman camp by itself is not necessarily enough to stop the enemy from just storming places, but Temple Tate is not going to hang around, so we're not going to do that. We'll upgrade the existing walls, though. And yeah, it does look like that is blockading that zone, city zone. Siege should be quick. In fact, we've already penetrated the walls, so we're going to order an assault here. Because if they don't surrender, then we should just force them into defeat. Similar here. And we'll be landing next turn there. There's actually apparently no fort there, so that's a little bit more of a complicated place to hold. And then they build a harbor, and federate barbarians as well. So we're going to move you to the coast. I'm going to move you to the same place. I'm going to move you same place. It's going to take you an extra turn to get there, but that's probably fine. Move you, and you will get there in time. That's, you can sort of see, one of the advantages of actually having like pure cavalry forces is cavalry can hoof it. Just, yeah. Nice big movement speeds on the cavalry on roads. And you can see even the heavy cavalry. So if you wanted like a pure, I need a quick response force, the pure cavalry troops are not bad for that. Okay, so you've got an upgrade from road standpoint. That one probably has no roads. Not all provinces got road upgrades, so you move to do those road upgrades. I don't think you have anything to do where you are. No. Got some skirmishers that we don't actually need, so let's go ahead and just disband the regular skirmishers up here. They're coming in, I think, from Federating Barbarians. Yeah, so we got one Barbarian over there we can Federate. We will drop it on that Federate, on that Barbarian again. I believe it technically improves their relations as well. And we already looked at those decisions. Construction-wise, 2 building slots this turn. There's the irrigation canal we're looking for. 38 more food. Provides papyrus. Because of our improved trade range, we probably don't necessarily need this papyrus yet. Because you can see here we can import from Etruria. But in the scenario where we will need it, which is probably maybe in Macedonia, that'll be nice. Because we're currently like a trade range of 4, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So Imperius stuff over here could import the canal stuff. Not the price of the canals. And here we go, another place. Prisons. Well, in this case, because we actually want more loyalty, prisons are not bad. And it's a Decadence introducer as well, so that's not bad. In fact, it should actually bring the Decadence per turn here negative, so it should start going down in response to that. Okay, so we swapped those guys over to production. It's enough to finish that building. Not quite enough to finish you. So I'm going to have to do quite a bit more, I think, to get that one to finish. Which will delay more growth, but that's fine. It might not actually be able to finish it next turn. We'll see. Yep, that looks like the irrigation canal won't finish next turn, but we'll be able to reduce it a lot more next turn. Reduce the industry to compensate for going all in this turn. This is the capital. Loyalty of like 86 is actually interesting. It means we've got a lot of people here, which is not surprising. 25 people. How do I want to play this? Do I have... Oh, I have paved roads here, so obviously I have... Well, I was about to say, obviously we have enough to have access to the tier... We'll go Brickworks. Get access to the tier 2 industry, but apparently we don't. Because probably that was one of the places to start with paved roads. We'll upgrade the port. How much? A little bit more industry to get the brickworks to finish. Yeah, something like that. I got the brickworks to finish. 3 buildings over here to build. Tool workshop. So for all the buildings where we need to import tools, this will be really good. Apparently I've got lots of places I can import iron from. It's not saying any places produce tools. So this is needed. We need to get a tool workshop so we can start spreading tools around. And we also don't have a lot of ways to necessarily move the tools. Yeah. And reclamation, always nice when that pops up. Oh, that's apparently a very bad place to do dyeing. And we get, because of dyes, we get like 20 more, we get 10 more money. But it's otherwise a neutral building. It's not a particularly great builder's hall. Actually, I'm not too opposed to building the M4 fabricator. Because we've already got 4 health buildings here. Yep. And then obviously we need to move guys over to get that stuff built. So slow down growth, increase production, increase industry infrastructure. And there we go. So that's as good as we're going to be able to get the building here. The tool workshop will finish. The other two need a second turn. Lots of potential builds here. In the Alps. Decent market. Loyalty is also a little bit low, but it's not a particularly interesting fortune teller. So let's take the market. We need loyalty. We could pick the Noble District up. It's not a great one. It could be better. Could be a better trading post as well. But it is a 24 money trading post because of the other commerce buildings we already have. On the other hand, we only have lime, so it's going to be a little tempting to maybe take the walls here. Yeah, let's take the walls here and we can just improve the walls. This is one of the coastal places where we potentially get attacked fairly easily. Street polars are nice. We don't need loyalty here from the gladiator, so we can hold off on that one. It's not a particularly great tannery. Could build the palisade here. There's a bunch of upgrades we could do to it. We would be able to here, in particular, probably upgrade all the way to max, given enough time. Make a little bit more money. Pretty close to where I want to be, which is I'm going like 2,000 a turn. Though the Celtic citizens are not the best source of income. Okay. Does look like everything there will finish. We'll see if any of those we get any more slots next turn. We got a guy coming up to build the road, so we're not going to build the road. So we could build the spinning mill here, but it can already be imported. Because it's not being imported, it's technically worth like 10 money. But we'll get better returns, I think, off the street polar, so we'll do that. And only need 50 production, so we can do a bunch off, say, those two places. So that you've done, yeah, that's probably close enough. I suppose that means we can take a little bit more money off of this one to accelerate this one's construction. Land expansion. Expansion in this state. Could grab a blacksmith. Yeah, let's grab the blacksmith. We gotta get 2 more commerce buildings in addition to that to get access to the tool workshop, but we want the tool workshop in more places. Could grab the furnace. Yeah, we'll grab the furnace. Did you ever get around to clearing the pleasure cult? Looks like it. I think this was where the pleasure cult was. And it's not here anymore, at least. Open building slot here. Build the preceptor house. That one might actually be worth trying to accelerate construction a little bit for. Doesn't need to be a lot, but a little bit wouldn't hurt. Okay, that'll get the Preceptor House done in a turn. New building slot here. Wait, probably 2 new building slots based off what I could see. I think very tempted to do a reroll. Smokehouse isn't that bad either. Yeah, we're gonna do a reroll here. I think we want to pick up that 3rd infrastructure building. I want to pick up something like the wheel workshop. 9, got 4 building slots there in the middle of the island. Can upgrade to a hospital. Because we don't have drugs and herbs, it would be very expensive and not really worth our time. If we had drugs and herbs, that would be a different story, but we don't. So, street baller it is. And okay, both buildings will finish in a turn, and we need basically all the industry to do that, all the infrastructure to do that. Make sure these guys don't starve, then let these guys expand. Okay. Campaign's going well, there, and there. We ordered 3 assaults. You're going to be able to go in. I think this might take one of these and lay siege the other. Hunter-gatherers. That is a place where maybe we want to place troops at some point, or find the armorer. In the meantime, we will take the guard tower. I think that's everything queued. It's not there yet. You're still building stuff, so we'll have you build limes and then move to the neighboring place. Where there's space, so we'll build roads, or build a road and the Roman camp to fortify it some more. Yeah, we'll see our army group up. Possibly go out and get 2 territories, one of which is objective. Let's go ahead and cycle that turn then. See our hard work hopefully pay off. Battle against Carthage. This is the storm. So they did not surrender before the storm went in. They got no commander, so they're getting 1 roll to R3, and we're up 6 points. So this should be a nice, easy cakewalk, and it is. Roman Legion goes rolling in. Not bad. And it's mostly urban militia, so nice, easy cakewalk out of a battle. It's 1 unit, so we'll just skip. This is... oh, I probably could skip here because it's just 2 units. Obviously, we're going to win against. Oops. I just clicked outside the window. That's what happened there. Hopefully, we don't get the task force stuff at the bottom again. It's always annoying when that happens. Okay, not at the bottom yet. And we win the battle, obviously. 1 unit, so we'll skip there. This is a fairer fight. It's 23 versus 12. Now, this is also the garrison, so all we need to do, I think, was win the battle. Yeah, we take the province. Or they might have had some... well, they had a general, so maybe they had a small field army. Did I get 3 progress tokens? I thought we only had 2 last time. Entered gold unit, yeah, so we just got like 3. Yep. You're under siege. Oh, I suppose we just... Yeah. Okay, so we rolled 1, and then we pulled 2 from taking places. That makes sense. This army here is going to sit here and fortify the area a little bit. We don't want it to fall when we leave. It is one of our objectives. Oh, and Cyrene has bought back in, so we probably actually want to declare on Cyrene. I don't know how the provinces... Yeah, these are big provinces that stick off into the interior, so to make this work, we are going to have to take over quite a bit of interior area. And again, I think before this army moves off, we're going to dig in on the locations we've taken on these ports. This is a siege that's supposedly going to last a while. We got a bolster colony, but we don't got any place to play it. These places we've just taken over, I think we want to push them as much onto food as we can pretty reasonably do for the moment because of the armies fielded in them. Dang, that one's so bad, we're just going to show everyone in food. Anyhow. The stud isn't super important. I think we'll do the salt house because we can at least import the salt with it. Taking this place back. And again, we probably want to shove as many as reasonable on to food production, so the troops have stuff to eat. Yeah, we're over on that island. Some indication that there is a blockade on the south side of the island. So let's go send the fleet to chase the blockade off. Do we want to go over there, or do we want to send them over here? Actually, because we're blockaded, I'm pretty sure they're on the south side. We're going to leave them where they are. We'll clear that blockade. Next turn, once we know the blockade's clear, we'll probably send them out towards Carthage in Spania. So these guys are the guys that we go to Malta. Oh, they're still going to wait another turn as well. Cassius here is our best attacker. Go join that Roman army. Irrigation canal. We presumably don't need this much industry to finish the canal. We need 70 across the entire state. Okay, we obviously can't take that much off because we need 70, and that's more than 70. Or, well, far less than 70. I need like another 30? Yeah, that will do it. A little overkill. We could save another 17, but letting it overkill like this will shove 17 somewhere in the province to be picked up later. We do commerce here. This isn't a bad infrastructure building, but we don't need it. Could do the herbalist, but no, I think we're gonna go those trading tents. We get 26. Just missing the dates in ivory to max it out, and pushing towards more commerce buildings. It's just a good way to make money, I suppose. And then you in Icenium over here. We have access to upgrading to the Sacred Estate. Give us more culture. This would be the upgrade of the worship place that we already have. It's not a bad idea. Could do the Weaver Shop, also more money. can upgrade the city walls. I think we're just going to go with the Sacred Estate here. And okay, we are able to just complete those with what we've got industry-wise already. Not going to turn the industry down because I don't want to do too much macro here. So yeah, it's like you need 40 production. And then I think you need even... Oh, you need even less. So yeah, we could technically free up another 80 production here to push to food. There we go. We'll say that's enough. And then the more food will get us more population, probably, fairly quickly. 2 turns there, 1 turn there, and we'll still have more build slots next turn. We don't need loyalty. Could potentially use that culture. This isn't a particularly great coin maker, because we only have the 10 money from gold. I think technically to have the coin maker, you needed one of the... Might not need to one of them, but I think you need one of the monies here. So this is sort of like a min value coin maker. Yeah, I think we'll pass on it for the moment. We'll go clear water. Gets the 3rd health building, get us access to level 2 health buildings. Oh, nothing to build here. Absolutely nothing. Okay, so we'll get a little bit more money by swapping that one that way over to money, and then everything else is going to go over to food. Because we don't need 160 infrastructure coming in if we've got no buildings to build. Yeah, so that's everyone swapped over, making enough money. This state has, for once, nothing to actually build. Okay. Oh, those aren't slaves, those are... Oh no, those are slaves. Just no slaves there. No slaves there. Oh, 1 slave there. And the rest are not. Yeah, so mostly focused on money. We'll let... This is a little bit of a less important state for us, personally. Because of the mountains here. Because of the glacier on the Alps. 4 glaciers are in the province. That construction's finishing next turn. Nothing here. So we'll amp up food production to get more growth. There we go. We got the new province here. We'll just go ahead and sign those guys to production for the moment. Like, actually, apparently we're in blockade here, so sign them all to food. The blockade will probably be gone next turn. We got 6 commerce buildings here. They're all fairly low-level commerce buildings. Oh, and apparently we inherited a master blacksmith. Interesting. So, because we have the master blacksmith here, we won't build a blacksmith anywhere else. But yeah, we got 6 commerce buildings here. Maybe a little bit tempted to get the crafting district. You can see the crafting district, there we have access to the tier 1, the tier 2, and the tier 3 commerce buildings here. And that's what we're getting offered. The crafting district here is like the unlock for a lot of buildings that would suddenly start showing up. So if we were specifically, say, fishing for that tool manufacturer, might be a good idea not to build the crafting district. Right, if we were fishing for improving the harbor, it might not be a good idea to upgrade it. So there are reasons not necessarily to build the crafting district, even though it's a 0 slot. And in fact, I think we'll go one of the things here. We'll go ahead and build a wheelmaker here. We're not going to do the upgrade right away. Roman Works, Roman Camp, or Public Works, Roman Camp. You're queued up for the sign, please. 12. No, thank you. No, disband here. Yes. You should have regional roads, yeah. I can move you to the next spot. Which I think probably also warrants upgrading. Oh no, you have the roads because you have the Great Mine. It's the next one that wants the road upgrade, yeah. So you're moving, doing your thing, you're moving, doing your thing. You're winning when we're trying to get things. We're laying siege here. It's a pretty big garrison, otherwise we tried to storm it. Yeah, we'll go one more turn. I think next turn we'll declare war on Cyrene here. Because we do probably want to ideally put provinces together, whole provinces. Oh, actually, yeah, we are probably going to want the full 5 here. We'll hold off on the Ptolemaic Egypt one and get the 4. 4 or 5 is a decent start. So we've taken some objectives, so in theory we have more objectives. Where are they? One in Macedonia. So we are being pushed into Macedonian area. Where was it? Macedonia. Macedonia. Okay, so it's here. So we're being pushed to go invade Macedonia. We got a couple turns before we need to get really hoofing it. Though, actually, in the case of Macedonia, we probably do need to just hoof it real quickly. Unless I'm going to go land here or something. And the reason being is once you're past a certain turn, starting turn 50, for example, we've got 20 turns before this objective disappears. Yeah. So it just got added. It'll should already be gone by 155. And I think it might go a little bit earlier because it does say given at turn 15. Like, I don't think it waits till turn 15. I think it's just that Rome has a bunch of pre-assigned ones that it's picking from. And the list started at turn 15. Which, if that's the case, then we might not even have 20 turns to do it. We got the construction here. We can do port upgrade. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Do the port upgrade. Don't need quite as much growth here at this point, so we can slow that down. Get construction going a little faster. We're not next to the province anymore, so it's a similar thing here. We can slow the growth down a little bit. Get construction going faster. Probably the Preceptor House. Though this isn't a bad place for Arsenal, so we'll do the Arsenal. We do mostly want to make sure everyone's fed. So do that to balance the feed. It'll make the construction a lot slower, but that's fine. We'll let construction be stalled because it'll help feed the guys in the next province who are carrying out the siege, minimize their damage being taken. I apparently didn't go through all the provinces yet? Or is this is a new turn, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is the new turn. Oh no, it isn't. Irrigation canals would have been done if it's a new turn. I just stopped at 7, apparently. 6. Nothing there. Oh, because I got distracted by the Balearias here. That's fair. So you need something to build. Courthouse as an upgrade is not a bad idea. Ooh, Brickworks versus Preceptor. Preceptor is culture and can be upgraded at school. Brickworks. This isn't a good Brickworks right now because we don't have access to stone. On the other hand, this would give us access to upgrading to regional roads, which I want to do. So we'll get the thing to upgrade the regional roads. 2 build slots here. So you can see this is now an option because it's got its Brickworks. It isn't specifically that you need Brickworks. You need Public Works to do the upgrade from, and you need 3 infrastructure buildings. It's just because of how the bonuses work. Most of the level 1 infrastructure buildings are 5, maybe 6 infrastructure, and a good. The Wheelmaker and the Brickworks are 5, maybe 6 infrastructure, depending upon your modifiers, and get a bonus from a good. So in this case, Wheelmaker, it's lumber. Brickworks is stone. And those are common enough, in effect, in the case of the wood one, wood can get imported. So one of the level 2 infrastructure buildings I like building is land reclamation. I believe land reclamation is the import is a needer for wood. Yeah, needs lumber. Right. Meaning you can basically build a Wheelmaker everywhere. And then later on, when you build the land expansion, as long as there's some place you can import the wood from, you'll get the bonus from the Wheelmaker. And then a lot of territory is hilly, and any place is next to a place that has a quarry gets the stone, right? So you can get bricks pretty much everywhere as well. So those are just good buildings. If you're trying to get up to tier 2 infrastructure, they're just good buildings to pick up. We can build a mine here. We don't need the mine here. Probably want a better building. Go to the gymnasium. The gymnasium could be upgradable as well. Actually, we probably want the loyalty. So we'll go loyalty, form a gladiator school. Secret cult goes away at 20. That's only 8 population away. That's not going to take super long to get to. That needs Mer. We don't have any place anymore. This is a little bit better if you're... I think it's the Middle East. The Middle East has reasonable access to Mer. Because it's a trading resource down in this area. Naturally occurring. So we're going to go farm instead. Because we need more food here, so we get the last guy off of food, and if we get any more people in the zone, we get them off of food as well. As the rebellion starts to calm down, get some people off of food production onto building things in that province. No, that's a decent farm. Could do an irrigation canal. We have one in the area, so we're not trying to rush over, or have a, could do irrigation system here. We have an irrigation canal in the area, so we're not in a rush to get up to tier 3. Wheelmaker probably wouldn't be bad here. Is tempting to... In fact, actually, we will go for it. Tempting to pick up the monument here for the reroll in the culture. Okay, your building will be 3 done next turn, that's what it's saying. Okay, all the units queued up for movement. I think it's time to cycle the turn. And yeah, we have a bolster colony we could play if we had a place that makes sense to bolster. Shouldn't see much activity this turn. The fleet's going off to chase off a blockade. Ah, the Carthaginian army is attacking our army. In the field. Skirmish or skirmish. Carthaginian center holds strong. I think we're going to lose this battle. Yeah, I think the flanking has secured them the victory. So that army is in the retreat. And we even lost the general. Our main units, main legionnaires in the center held. but the flanks did not. Interesting, that's where the Carthaginians landed. We're just skipping because it's 16 versus 1. Still in the progressing tier, still the legacy leader. It's still Macedonia basically stopping us from winning the game. Okay, well this army is not for offensives for the moment. I might actually just assign a defensive general right now. How open is it? It's hills here. Okay, well let's pick up this guy. It's not the best, but he's going to be sufficient to command the army while it's waiting for reinforcements. So it probably, well, it needs a new contingent of cav, basically. Needs cav, needs skirmishers, need more legionnaires. So 2 slingers, 2 more Marian legionnaires. We'll grab some light cavalry from a light cavalry recruitment location. Grab some Celtic cavalry. And then the place we fought was actually open plains. It might actually warrant going bigger to fight in the open plains around Carthage. In fact, actually, let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to bulk up to like 10-10. It's bigger than most of our armies, but for open plain fighting, that probably is what we want. And we'll bring an extra 2 Celtic Cav to fortify this group up, make them stronger. Okay, so we've worked out they're not awaiting us off the coastline. To be fair, I think it was the one guy that landed over here. They acted a lot more like they were the Japanese following an attack first policy and just went for it. Went hard, went fast. Put our fleet to port to recover. That one has... no, that one still hasn't recovered either. Actually, let's put the fleets to different ports. So we're gonna send you there. And we're gonna move you over to a decent food supplying location. And you're gonna dig in more. You're gonna dig in more. And you're going to dig in more. And then we'll start to go on the offensive with those fortified locations complete. We're going to declare on you. There be war. Next turn. We got lots of building slots here. Nice. Construction may begin again. We don't need the loyalty here. It is tempting just to grab the prisons anyway, because even though it's a money sink, it is a decadence reduction. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to basically flip-flopping from pretty heavy food to almost full growth. Basically perfect tavern here. If we weren't fishing for... well, if it wasn't for the fact we probably want more commerce buildings, we'd probably take it. Thinking I'm going to go to the trading tents here, even though the trading tents aren't super good. We got a lot of other bonuses that are making it decent. Yeah. The trading tents are also cheap, so apparently they're just going to finish instantly. Okay. Could do granary here for more food. A little bit tempted to do that. The alternative would be the trading post. This is a 20 value trading post. Oh, and this, because of the commerce buildings, this is an even better tavern. We'll do this tavern. That's a really good tavern. And there, we're not trying to get up to the tier 3 commerce buildings, so I think we're already there. Gold mine. 67 copper, or 67 money coming in from this. With the potential if we find some silver for it to get even better. Yeah, I think we'll take the gold mine here. Take a while to build. So we'll finish everything except for the prisons because the prisons are expensive. Okay. Grab the courthouse. We'll lose a little bit of culture, but we'll gain some decadence reduction. And this might actually be a situation where you might not actually want to do it, because it is a -9 culture. I think the decadence reduction here is about worth 4 culture. Well, it's basically reduced the denominator by about 4. So we're going to lose 10 off the top to lose 4 off the bottom for the ratio. That's the sort of trade-off we're doing here. I think the answer here is yes. It might not be yes for you. In fact, it probably isn't yes. It could possibly very well be no. Might not be worth it. Could do farm here. It is a 12 value farm. And actually, this is a scenario I'm very tempted to do street pollard just because of the money culture. But I'm recognizing that I've only got 2 food buildings. So if I want better food buildings, I need a food building. So if we pick up the farm here, we'll be given the option later on of picking tier 2 farm buildings. Yeah. Okay, so we got enough commerce buildings. This isn't a particularly great one, so we're not going to do it. To get access to tier 3. We're 1 short on the culture buildings to get access to tier 3. We don't need the loyalty, so I'm not going to touch the fortune teller because we've got some access to some nice level 2s in there by the looks of it. 27 from warehouse. Yeah, let's do the 27 from the warehouse. It's also a percentile production increase. Okay, everything with the warehouse is set to finish. And that makes it so the warehouse is finished. How overkill are we doing the warehouse? Enough. Don't need to add any more. Leave the last 2 on food. 2 building slots here. Money for culture. I'm not that desperate with the Basilica here. If we had access to frankincense, we do it. If we could trade for frankincense, we do it. A couple nearby places apparently don't have stone, so it is tempting. But no, I think I'm going to pass on you. Grab the salt house. Get some more trading value from moving the salt around. And courthouse improvement. Again, this is another one where, in this case, we have marble, so the Oration Tribune gets a culture bonus from marble. The courthouse does not, so when you upgrade to courthouse, you lose that culture bonus. But we're gaining that decadence reduction, so it's DU value taking 4 off the denominator for losing 7 off the top. In my case, I think I just like some of the other benefits. Might not be a situation where it's actually warranted doing it there. Here we'd rather an orchard to farm for the farm building. How big is that trade house? 27 money? That's pretty decent. We don't need the loyalty. Could do the barracks, but no, I think we're going to go trade house. And then we need to start swapping guys to industry to get that building finished quicker. Trade house I don't remember being particularly expensive, so it's not going to necessarily take a lot of guys swapped over. There we go. Nothing to build there, one thing to build here. Nine infrastructure from the builder hole. Could be a better builder hole, I suppose. And yeah, this is a scenario. If we don't take the crafting district, we've got this nice, small, usable, can pretty reliably roll anything in here. Set. Not too worried about it, so I think we're just going to take the builder hole. Well, I was about to say, I'm not too worried about expanding the set, but we are still going to probably take the builder hole, which wouldn't expand that set. Just be an infrastructure building. Tavern, not a particularly good tavern. 6 food from fishery, not a great fishery. Yeah, let's do the salt works here, which we'll import. A little bit sad in this case that we're actually not importing it from ourselves. So we'd be importing it, we'd be paying to import it. Yeah, so it's not the best. Sadly, doesn't tell you that you're actually, I think, paying to import it in that situation, but the value on it's worth it anyway. It's better than having a unfulfilled need. Okay, so that's good. What's the value on these guys? About that much, okay. Then we go over to individual provinces. So here, build a large quarry. Honestly, the large quarry here isn't doing anything for us. I think the thing it's doing is it gives you access to bonuses from marble and sulfur, which the quarry does not have. And having the quarry in the hills is one of the prerequisites for having marble vein. So the large quarry does have the chance that we're going to pull marble vein at some point, and then we get that 5 infrastructure 2 money from it. But I think we're going to skimp on it because I'd rather have schools than a building that doesn't do anything at the moment. Extra walls. Training ground. Probably a little overkill in the training ground, but that's fine. Here, Agrarian Chieftain, we're looking for Siege Workshop, which is something we can roll. So the question here is, do I want to build something or do I want to reroll? We got 2 open slots, well 3 open slots, so we'll build something. Build a military building because that'll give us 1 short of the tier 3. Don't necessarily actually want to unlock tier 3 because Siege Workshop's a tier 2 to maximize the probability we pull the Siege Workshop, but means once we build the Siege Workshop, we'll have access to the tier 3. Okay, so you're moving, you're moving, you're moving. These guys are probably ready to move out. Probably want to get them going after Malta, though I don't necessarily want them to be deep at sea. So we're going to go shove them over into Campania over here. So they've got the short dash down here, instead of being caught out in the open sea here where they can get jumped by the Carthaginian fleet. We don't know where it is, and I think we've probably actually sent it to the bottom, but... Okay, you can see our objectives are popping up over here on Macedonia. So we've got 2 on Macedonia, we've got 2 on Carthage. You're awaiting reinforcements, but in the meantime, you're digging in. These guys are digging in while trying to recover a little bit of their starvation damage. This one's pretty much is. Actually, in this case, I probably just order that one to move. Should be fine. Yeah, let's... we'll take the next fortified coastal province, which is this one. And then we'll backswing for these three to finish up the whole province. You've got a little bit of recovery. We just declared war on Cyrenaica, which is why you're not moving, because they're the guys you're going into next. Move to the next place. So you're going to move to the next place, but you're going to build limes as you do it. And that can be upgraded to limes, that can be upgraded to limes. That one can be upgraded to regional roads, so on and so forth. Keep the structures constructing, and I think that's going to be about it. Did lose the general, but we've replaced him. So we got a build harbor and a prospect for resources. Oh, this place over here... Oh, no, it does have a harbor. So I say, it doesn't have a harbor, let's build one. That one has a harbor, that one has a harbor. Do we have... We don't have... No, we have a harbor there. I'm looking for harbors, and apparently find them everywhere I look. But yeah, we got a couple decisions. We got a bolster colony, still nowhere to play it. Build a harbor. Let's expand the harbor there. We got a prospect for resources. Don't know if we've got any... Don't think we have any mouses that can be removed with prospect for resources. Maybe a question if there's any in neighboring places that we might expand to in the near future. Oh, shame that the dune storm here is something we just can't clean up. No way to get rid of the dune storm. Venomous beasts. Has a chance to be removed with settled oasis. That for our purposes means it can't be removed. Settled oasis is a Egypt or Deseret culture building, which we're neither. It's a building we cannot get. Okay, think we're just going to go ahead and cycle the turn. This place isn't under blockade anymore, so we can actually take these guys off of food. Have a little on production, get production going a little bit better. Yeah, everything else I think is good. Cycle the turn, see our troops move. Hopefully no surprise whammies. To be fair, the Carthaginian army can continue attacking, that would be a bit of a surprise. We did fall back into the mountains, so we're a little bit more defensive there. Carthaginian strength is open field battle right now. Oh, and look at the time, I should go ahead and put a part break in here. So when this end of turn is over, we are going to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. Planning on recording 5 parts today. I don't think there will be as long as this one. I let this one actually go over an hour, which is a bit of a mistake. But there will be a little bit on the longer side, I think. Because I got a decent amount of time. Cleared Cyrene. It's our ally did. Yeah, whenever this new one comes up, it's just displace the slaves. We want them spread out evenly. We're not going to buy, we're not going to sell. Okay. Okay, so this is where we're going to have a part again. So, YouTube, there will be part tomorrow. Twitch, feel free to hang around. There's going to be a short break where I sip a little bit of tea and check up on the family, and then we'll get right back to it. So until the next one, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next one, and bye for now.